Thank you so much, folks. I just want to make sure that I test my mic. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. All right, awesome. We've had a lot of great talks about AI development in particular, but I wanted to talk about AI for the rest of your technical job. We are developers. We do a lot more than just coding. And so let's talk about kind of like the current environment that we're in and what the situation is. So we're about 2 years into the AI coding revolution. AI coding, you can argue that it started a lot earlier than 2023, but that's when it started becoming popular. And the landscape's been evolving very rapidly. So I started using GitHub Copilot, and then I quickly moved on to Cursor, and now I am on the Cloud Code train. And so every month, it seems like these AI agents are getting better and better. And my own prediction for 2026 is that the way that developers work is going to be completely different. We're not going to be coding anymore. We're really going to be orchestrating AI agents. So my assumption here is that we already know that AI coding assistants work, and that we can do professional development tasks. We're not talking about vibe coding. We're not talking about people frustrating with AI agents anymore. You can definitely get really good results. If you know what you're doing, you can vibe code. But if you don't, you can always do spec-driven development, like Eric just mentioned, where you collab with your AI agent to make a plan first. Make a very, very thorough plan with lots of context, and then you can basically one-shot every time. Like, not every time, but like every once in a while. So becoming proficient in this requires investment on your part, and so you got to be able to make sure that you're working with AI agents all the time. So one of the things that I've been wondering is if people actually feel more productive at work now that you have AI agents. Where are the productivity gains? Sorry, I can't find the productivity gains. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am and why I'm talking about this. I'm a staff React Native developer. I have a lot of experience. I've been working with React Native since 2018, so this is tangentially a React Native talk. But I have to deal with a lot of stuff besides coding at work. I'm a power usage for sure of AI agents, and I've been using Cloud Code quite a bit. And I focus on operational efficiency, and the same reason why I like to use React Native is the same reason why I use AI agents. So when we talk about the productivity gains, 60% of engineering leaders say that AI has not significantly boosted their team's productivity. So there is a lot of heavy investment in AI tools. If you heard about things about the market, they're saying yeah, we're going to be able to get rid of all these developers. We're going to replace them with AI. And it doesn't seem like those things are bearing out. The majority of our organizations are not seeing the expected results. So I'm getting this from a survey run by Lead Dev, where they surveyed a lot of engineering leaders, tech leads, CTOs, managers, and only about 6% have reported a significant productivity boost. And you can probably find other studies like this. And so a lot of organizations are just not necessarily realizing the AI benefits just yet. And according to the State of Developer Experience report by Atlassian, they quote this figure from another survey here, that 16% of a developer's work week is spent writing code. So the other 84% is a lot of other stuff, like non-coding responsibilities such as documentation, planning, etc. And so this shows why AI tools are not getting us the benefits that we're supposed to be getting, because we actually don't spend that much time coding. And this is part of my own experience in my career. There's a lot of other stuff that as developers you have to do. So there's another disconnect as well. 63% of developers say that leadership does not understand their pain points. So there's a lot of AI adoption. There's a lot of pressure for developers to become productive. But experienced developers will tell you, like, it's the coding part is not the bottleneck. It's really a lot of all this other organizational stuff that happens that is bottleneck. Like, unclear requirements, finding information, etc. And that's what reduces productivity. So according to the Atlassian survey, 68% of developers are saying that they save about 10 hours per week with AI, but they're still losing a lot of time based on other kinds of inefficiencies like organizational things. And 50% say that they even lose like 10 plus hours weekly. So it's like, like Sisyphus, getting a rocket boosted rock, but, it's still going to come back down. So, another interesting stat from the Stack Overflow developer surveys that 72% of developers say that it's not part of that Vibe coding is not part of the professional workflow. And so a lot of developers are still not using AI for code generation. And there's also a lot of trust issues. I've talked to a lot of people and a lot of developers at conferences, and this kind of like bears out. A lot of people just don't trust the accuracy of AI. Only 3% highly trust the AI output. And what's holding a lot of people back is just kind of this frustration by like these almost right decisions, almost right solutions where like the code is like 90% there, but it's like a little bit buggy and it actually takes a long time to actually debug what the AI wrote. And my strong opinion about this is that this is a skill issue. As you get better with AI tools, you will get better results. Don't expect it to happen right away. So AI is becoming adopted. 84% of developers are planning to use AI tools. 31% are currently using AI agents. This number is going to go way up in 2026, so make sure that you're on board with that. 69% of agent users report productivity gains. Nice. And a lot of people are using GPT, Claude, and Gemini as their models. I'm surprised by the Gemini. I'm not a Gemini user, but I got to look into that. And so I kind of want to go back to this. So coding is just 16% of our work. When I saw this stat, I was really surprised, but then I was like, yeah, actually, that's kind of true. So we need to really visualize what 16% means. If you have a phone and you're like at 16% battery, it looks like this. How does that feel? It doesn't feel that great. That is how much time, according to the surveys, developers say that they're spending on actual coding week to week. I know we're in Europe, so I just want to make a more visceral example for our European folks here. So imagine, this is 100% of a cigarette, and then this is 16% of a cigarette. So, basically this is what organizations are doing. Like they're spending they only have 16% of the cigarette on coding tasks. The rest of the stuff is we're doing other organizational things. So what are these non-coding responsibilities? So we have a lot of planning and design discussions. We have to document a lot. We have a lot of code reviews to get through. Especially if you're like a senior developer, senior staff developer, you probably have to support a lot of other engineers, and you have a lot of communication with teams and stakeholders. And if you worked at a startup and also worked at a larger company, you kind of understand that the more people are in the organization, the slower the decision making happens, or like the more bottlenecks you have when it comes to like people things, like making decisions, making sure that people are signed off on it. It's just a lot of other stuff happening. So I want to talk about optimizing the remaining 84% of the things that we do. So we interact with a lot of other tools besides just like coding. So I want to give you some practical examples. So one of the things that you can do with AI tools with an AI agent is to create presentations. As an engineer, you often have to persuade team members or leadership to let you do the stuff that you want to do. And it's very frustrating to have to like get people on board, but we still have to do it as developers. So, for example, this presentation was entirely Vibe coded. It's built with code. It's not using Keynote, which I really like because there's version control. I can build my own styles. I can add custom interactions and animations. I can make it the way that I want it to, and it's entirely reusable. And the really nice thing about this is that I can Vibe code my slides. So I use Claude Code, and I just tell it like, add a slide that says blah, 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 blah. And this saves me a lot of time because I'm not fussing around with UIs and clicking and just making sure that the images are in the right place, etc. Which is really nice. So I want to show you how that works. This is an example prompt. Hopefully this is visible to everybody. Make me a Vite plus React plus TypeScript project that is meant to be a slideshow presentation. This slideshow should display slides in a 16:9 ratio. The app should have a footer stating the name of the presentation and showing the slide number. The slide should fit within the application area that remains after the footer. Give me 3 types of slides: a title slide for major section headings, a bullet slide, and a quote slide. And I had to add this little thing over here, like use import type for TypeScript only imports, because every time I do this with Claude Code, there's always some sort of TypeScript issue. So I'm just saving myself sometimes. So I'm just going to copy this prompt. And we are going to go here. And hopefully Claude Code does not let me down. So we always dangerously skip permissions. Seriously, once you've done a lot of AI agent coding, you just do this right away. You just trust it. And I'm just going to put this in. This is going to take a little while. So let's just let this bake. And hopefully this doesn't take 10 minutes. But it's going ahead and making this project for me. So let's go to the next slide. We'll come back to this. So the other way that I like to save my time is by assisting myself with technical writing. So what's really nice about using an AI agent is that it has access to the codebase and it can do a lot of insights and discovery for you. Can I get a show of hands? How many people are using AI agents for this purpose? All right, so maybe about a third of the audience. The rest of you should definitely do this, especially if you're onboarding to a new codebase. Use the AI agent to tell you what the hell is going on here? I don't understand, etc. And so I like doing this in order to write technical documents because I have to do proposals, not just presentations, but I have to write technical documents. And like Eric was mentioning, often you have to break down projects into tasks. As a staff developer, one of the things that I need to do is create technical design docs and break it down into Jira tickets for other developers to work on. So one of the ways in which I save myself time is also by using an XML writing guide to have my authentic voice. If you're really annoyed that AI writing feels very fake or that it uses M dashes, etc., one interesting tip is that you can write yourself a writing guide for the AI agent to use. So an interesting example for this is I'm going to use the project for this presentation itself. And I'm going to say, review the presentation codebase in this repository and create a file called improvement proposal that includes a current state analysis, providing a brief overview of the existing codebase, and followed by improvement recommendations covering 3 to 5 specific areas that could be enhanced. And it should add actionable tasks presented as a clear list of concrete implementation steps. So these are tasks that you could eventually turn into Jira tickets, or these are tasks that you could eventually assign to an AI agent to do for you. So you'll notice that I'm also adding at the bottom, make sure to use the style guide, the XML guide, when writing the document. So we're going to let this bake as well. Let's get this running. I apologize that my Claude Code is so slow. It takes up so much memory for some reason. They really got to fix that. So Claude, dangerously skip permissions. This takes a little while. All right, so I'm just going to paste this prompt in here, and we're going to let this bake. Hopefully it doesn't take that much time. Let's see. All right, so this is still baking. But while we're waiting, maybe I can just give you a little tour of the presentation code right here. So the way that I've specified the presentation that I'm showing you right now is just an array of It's just an array of slides. And so I started out similarly with the prompt that I showed you for how to make a presentation, but then I just vibe coded the rest of it. And because I know what I'm doing, I don't really actually look at the code anymore. I just trust the AI agent to carry it out correctly. And I also trust my own skills that I know how I'm going to like fix a bug if the AI agent does something weird. So you can actually tell the AI agent, make me a title that has this like cool glitch effect, etc. And it will just make it for you. I didn't do that myself. This is just a matter of taste at this point. So this little animation and the prompt animation, this was all just vibe coded. I don't even know what the code is doing underneath the hood. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of like, this is what coding is going to be like in 2026. We're going to have a lot more safety mechanisms because as human beings, we're going to want to optimize the shit out of this. And so in 2026, what we'll be doing is not necessarily coding things ourselves, but orchestrating AI agents. So we all got to get ready for that future. Let's see how we're doing. So this is still doing the proposal document. This is still using the navigation controls. Oh my God, this is taking forever. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's move on to the next slides. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that you can automate the mundane. So a lot of times you have to write Jira tickets, you have to post documentation to Atlassian, you have to review PRs, etc. So you can use MCP, the Model Context Protocol, to connect AI, your AI agent, to the tools that you use at work. So you can directly integrate with Jira. And at work, one of the things that I love doing is just writing Jira tickets from Cloud Code. If you use Cloud Code, you can make yourself a slash command that says, just make me a Jira ticket on this board for this and this and this, and verify this against the code base. So it's really neat. And I actually don't use the Atlassian MCP for this. I just use the raw Atlassian API. One interesting thing that you should consider is that you don't need MCP for everything. If there's a service that gives you an API key, you can put the API key into your environment and teach the AI agent how to work with the API, and just tell it, just curl, like do what you need to do. Just use curl to create this Jira ticket, and you don't actually need to like install an MCP or anything like that. So if you have services that you interact with every day, try to figure out if there's an API that you can use and have it use an API key and automatically do things for you. So one of the things that I would do here, if the stuff that I was working on finished baking, is say, using the Notion MCP, create a new page for me based on the improvement proposal that I'm just making. And then when you're done, open the URL. So hopefully some of this has finished baking. All right, cool. So great. This one finished baking, and one of the really neat things about AI agents is that they can easily write to Markdown. And if you use a note-taking app like Obsidian can open Markdown documents. So one of the things that I advocate for people to do is use something like Obsidian to write a lot of technical notes for yourself. If you need to understand something, like if you need to remember how a deploy process works, or like how to fix a bug, or like how to write specific unit tests, etc., you can just get the AI agent to write notes for you about that. So, did I mess this up? Oh, that's weird. Oh, right. Here's the thing that I didn't show you. So, my style guide. So I don't know if you can see in my style guide for that I specified. This is a style guide that says, write everything in pirate style. So I wanted to demonstrate that you can write yourself a style guide that fits your voice in XML or structured JSON if you use OpenAI. Anthropic likes the XML format, but yeah, you can just tell it to, follow this style guide. And so what do we have here? Technical improvement proposal for the Wrocław presentation ship. Ahoy, me hearties. This here document be charting the course for improving our presentation vessel. Again, just as a demo for using the style guide. But look at all this wonderful stuff that the AI agent created for us based on the current state of the code base. And then at the very bottom, we have some actionable tasks. And if you get good with AI agents, you could even tell your AI agent, post this to Jira. But because I don't have a Jira account that I can easily use, I'm just going to go back to this prompt and copy this. I do have the Notion MCP already set up. So let's call this. So I'm just telling it, using the Notion MCP, create a new page for me based on this improvement proposal page, and open the page when you're done. So this should save you a lot of time if you want to write some technical notes and share it with the team. Or if you want to write some Jira tickets and give it to other developers. Or if you want to write a technical proposal and share it with your CTO. So this is one of the ways that in which we can improve that 84%. All right, while this is waiting, let's see how this is doing. All right, this thing finished. And where did it run? I'm so sorry. Cloud Code is killing my memory. It's like at 87%. So this is running here. And this is this presentation that was made with just that little prompt. And I can use my arrow keys to create the slides. So as developers, you should really stop using Keynote. And you should stop using Google Slides. You're just going to waste so much time. You should just do this. This is faster, and you can vibe code slides into this because it's just a GitHub project. It's just a regular project. Now, let's see how the other thing did. This is still working. But it looks like it finally pushed stuff. It's creating pages in Notion using the Markdown MCP. And now it's going to open the URL for me. I don't know if it actually did, so let's just go ahead and do it. And as you can see, you can already put up these technical notes in Notion where I can share it with another team or with the rest of my team. So let's wrap up the presentation. Let's go back to where we were. So these are the key takeaways from here. Coding is only 60% of the developer time. So if you want to improve your productivity, focus on the other 84%. For any technical leaders in the audience, if you really want to get the benefits of AI, you really got to fix the organization issues. Because, when Coding is only 16% of the time, and you don't fix the 84%, you're just not going to see the benefits. My call to action for all of you is to start tomorrow. Try automating something that you usually do, that you don't involve an AI agent in your day-to-day. I think you'll find it's actually very nice to do. If you want to see this presentation, I just published them at aiatwork.raf.dev. So they're up there for you to see. And if you want a sticker of this beaver, see me after the talk. And that's it.